And my little baby's here too. So y'all, listen, when your grandchildren are out of school or either some little neighborhood kids or whoever, y'all want a cookie, don't you? I told her she wanted to go to town today. I said, well, let's go cook these cookies and then we'll have something good to eat. Then we'll go to town. She said, all right. So y'all come over here to the chopping block. We'll turn this thing around. Now, if you've got some little neighborhood kids that you want to invite over and y'all make some cookies and get it set up, we're going to make some chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. So I'm going to let Banks help me today. So the first thing we're going to do is to grease our pan. I'll let her kind of do that. Get over here where they can kind of see you a little bit. They want to look and see how to do this.
We have our Crisco.
And we're going to grease our little pan a little bit. Kind of do a round in it. Well, while she's greasing the pan, let me tell you something good, y'all. You know that Taste of the South magazine that I'm in, that I do my recipes in? Well, something great has happened. They're going to give me another section to go with my recipe so I can make a story and kind of ad-lib a little bit. And not only am I going to do that, I'm going to tell you the recipe. I'm going to tell you how to do it, when to serve it, and how to minister to other people by that recipe, what you can do with it to minister to others. So I'm going to put a link on there. And so if y'all want to get that Taste of the South magazine. It's a great magazine, and it's going to have other recipes in it too. Not from me. I mean, I'll have my page and my section, but there's other people that are putting theirs in there to be good. All right, did you get that done? All right, let's read this a little bit. So I'll put a link on there for y'all, okay? You can order that magazine. I know you'll love it. But anyway, all right, we need 1.5 cups of sifted plain flour. So here you go. Woo. We're not going to sift ours. Mom always did. If y'all want to, you can. There's a measuring cup. Just get one of those. Bring it over here. I'm going to move this out of your way. Let's get you a spoon. Y'all, we're not very organized today, but you see that this all-purpose is the same thing as plain. So we want to get 1.5 cups of that. And with that, we're going to add a teaspoon of soda. So I'll get a teaspoon out. Here it is. And I'll put the teaspoon in there of soda. Yeah, you need quite a bit more.
A cup more.
We should have gotten it out of our jar. It's probably been a lot easier. Let me shake that around and see what we're getting. All right, that is 1 cup and just about 1/2 another one, and that, I think that's going to be about it. Put it in there, let's see. All right. Hey, that's 1.25 cups. That's good. So we'll set it to the side. And then we're going to put in our teaspoon of soda and a teaspoon of what?
Salt.
Salt. Let's put in a teaspoon of salt. You got some extras, haven't you? Well, that's good. We got 2 sets of them. All right, and while that's sitting there, we're going to start creaming the stuff that needs to be creamed. So,
the shortening. Yes,
our shortening, and we've already measured it out. Can y'all see Banks over there using that?
Where is it?
Here it is. I moved it off. We've got a whole cup, y'all, of your solid shortening in that. And we're going to put that in our mixer. Now, if you don't have a big mixer, you can put yours in a little hand mixer. And it'll be just fine. And to that, we're going to add our sugar. And we're going to cream that until it's really fluffy. So there's 2 kinds of sugar that y'all are going to put in it. We're going to put a 3/4 cup of white sugar and 3/4 cup of brown sugar. This got a lot of good ingredients in it, and I know y'all are going to love it. Oh, and by the way, look at my new apron.
It's from Australia.
Australia. And tell them what you know about Australia.
I have idols that live there.
Idols that live there. Who lives there that's an idol of yours?
There are these contortionists, and their names are Tegan and Sam, and I'm in love. I like watching them do.
Oh my goodness. All right. Let me see if I can get it off. You having trouble over here? Let me get it like this. When you have trouble getting it off, what you can do is pull it on the side of your beater, like that, and that way you can get it off. We got us a mess over here. All right, there we go. Got some on my finger.
So greasy.
I know it. There we go. All right, go ahead and put that down in there now. We got a cup of that. Cup of shortening. I'm sure y'all will have it better than this, but that's the way we did it, okay? You got it in there? That's good. Turn it on about medium heat or something like that. We're going to cream the shortening with our sugars. So here's your sugars you can pour in. Stand over here and I can watch you pour them in. Here. There you go. And that one. 3/4 cup of each of those. Y'all are going to love these. And they make a lot of cookies. So you and the neighborhood kids, y'all can chill your milk and put it in a tin cup like I used to do when I was little, and it'll be delicious. All right, just sit over there in the sink. Okay, I turn it on a little bit higher than that. We're going to cream it really good, okay? After it's creamed well, we're going to put one egg in at a time. See there? And what I do is I crack it in a little egg, in a little bowl, and that way you make sure you don't have a shell in it. Just put it in there. Very good. Look at there. She didn't even get a single shell in it. Just put it right there in the sink. It'll be fine. All right. You can. Let's see how creamy this is. Let me do a little bit longer. We want it good and creamy, don't we? What else did you tell me about Australia a while ago when I was saying something about it? You said it was something. You didn't say it was a state. What did you say?
Oh, well, you said something about it being a country, and I said it's not just a country, it's also a continent.
Can you tell them it?
It's not just a country, it's a continent.
It's a continent. She learned that in school. All right, go ahead and put that egg in and then come back and get this one. Be careful. There you go. Here's another egg. See, this will be fun for you and the babies to get in there in the kitchen and make some good stuff. That's a pretty egg. Good. All right, let's go on now and see what else. All right, the next thing we're going to put in there, turn on the hot water. Let that get hot over there. It says you're going to have to have some hot water in there. It's going to take one. My mama did her tea down and around. I don't know if it's a teaspoon or a tablespoon. What do you think that is? Looks like a teaspoon, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's go with this one. When that gets hot, turn it down and put 1 teaspoon of water in there. I guess that's to kind of soften up everything and to help melt the sugar. All right, put that in. There she comes, slow and easy. Woo. All right. Okay. Now then. We've got all the wet ingredients in there except for our vanilla. And we're not supposed to put it in yet. I don't think. Let's look and see.
Oh, add sifted ingredients.
Yeah. But where I'm looking for the vanilla on the back.
Vanilla is last.
The vanilla is last. So here's our little ingredients. I'm gonna kind of mix these up a little bit because I've got my salt sitting all on top. Okay, you want to kind of push it off in there with this. Can y'all see it okay?
Okay.
Putting in our dry ingredients. Let me do this while I'll put you a little bit in there. Okay. We'll turn it back on. It's snowing, y'all. Okay, let's check our recipe. We've got in our flour, our salt, and our soda, our shortening, our white sugar, brown sugar, and 2 eggs, and our little bit of water. Now we're going to put in a cup of nuts. You get over here. A cup of nuts and a cup of chocolate chips and 2 cups of oatmeal. And y'all, when you buy your oatmeal, it doesn't matter what brand you buy, but let me show you something. You know, some of those are what's called the steel cut oatmeal, and this, they're big. See, this is called, what is this one called on that package? I want to make sure they know. Old fashioned, that's what I thought. Old fashioned. See how big they are? They hadn't been cut up. They're real, they make your cookie really crunchy and good. So y'all buy your old fashioned oatmeal, all right? And it's going to take 2 cups. So I'm going to go ahead and pour out 2 cups. All right, so we're going to use the Priester's pecans, and we're going to use this right here. We're still using this honey glaze. So the other day when you ordered your honey glazed pecans, that's going to go in here and give it a really special flavor. And these are the Mammoth ones too. Go ahead and do you got a cup of those,
I want
baby.
one.
You want one? Well, you have 1 or 2. Look here. See how big they are? These are the Mammoth.
That was over.
Well, you can put a little bit of extra. Y'all ever change your recipe to make sure you got a full cup? All right. Wait, let me look. Well, we got everything else in it? Yep, go ahead. All right, it's going to call for a cup. Let me measure out the oatmeal. 2 cups of oatmeal.
A whole package?
Turn that off a while.
What chocolate chips? A whole pack of...
No, you don't put the whole pack of chocolate chips in there.
It says 1 package.
Oh, it does?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what? When you get my age, it's
PKG.
hard to see.
PKG.
PKG means package. Good for you, girl. Here, some scissors. We're not going to put that in, though, till the last. And this, the reason being is because if you put your chocolate chips in too early, it'll beat them to death in there. So here's 2 cups of oatmeal. Here you go. You can put that in. Is she speeding that? Let me make sure that it's supposed to be a whole package. Yep, it is. And what I bought is I bought the semi-sweet, but you can put the milk chocolate kind in there if you want to. Whatever kind y'all like, you put it in there. And it'll be just fine. Actually, these pecans are pretty good for you because think about it. The cookies. Because the pecans give you protein. Those oats are real good for cholesterol. And chocolate gives you antioxidants. Did you know that?
Sure.
Sure, you didn't. She didn't know it, y'all. She was making that up. She didn't know that.
Your package might be 3 chocolate chips short. Maybe 4.
All right, so here, you're going to have to put some vanilla in there in a minute. Here's you a teaspoon. And I'm going to clear this off so we can roll our cookies out or put it, or spoon them out, whatever we're going to be doing. Go ahead and put that in, and we'll put our chocolate chips in, and we're ready. We are ready to bake these things. Let me move all this off. And we're going to bake them at 350 degrees, which y'all got that set on, for 10 to 12 minutes. And it's going to make a lot of it. And you could add to this recipe and say, drink a big glass of cold milk with it. That would be good. All right, here you go. Here's this. And we're going to do that around a little bit in there. Just a time or two. And I'll get out our...
I'm just going to put it on stir so it doesn't like...
Yeah. Tell them what you're doing. Don't tell me.
I'm going to put it on stir so that the chocolate chips don't get crushed.
That sounds good. And we will put it on stir. Got our pan greased. All right, it's ready. Ooh, look at that. Take this off. They're looking at your back, you know.
Well.
Okay, we're going to move our bowl over here where y'all can see. And we have a huge bowl of cookie dough. Healthy cookie dough. With protein pecans.
And sugar.
And brown sugar. And chocolate. And oatmeal. Or oats. All right, we're ready. Pull it over here. Be careful. All right, now then it says to put them on by the spoonful, so I'm going to get her a spoon. Now we're ready to bake them. Here's your one to dip in there. And here's your one to push off with. We want them to be kind of sort of the same size. That looks a little bit large. I think I would just do about like that. Okay, here you go. Let's try to put 4 across the top. Well, this is the side, so let's put 5 on the side and 4 down. What is 4 times 5, Banks?
20.
20. All right, so we'll have 20 cookies on this, and y'all, a whole bunch left over. I want you to look how much is in there. Look at that. That is a bunch of cookie dough in it.
You know where the leftover cookie dough is going to go?
Where?
In my stomach.
In your stomach? We don't have any leftover cookie dough.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can help.
Yes, please, or this will take me all afternoon. Something is dripping down my leg.
All right. Might be egg.
I
All
think
right.
it is.
4 times 5 is 20, so we're going to get this done. And this might be our lunch. We can't tell Hannah, though. She'll get mad. She'll tell Banks, she'll say, you need to eat lunch before you eat dessert. We're going to say, well, this is a healthy dessert.
Big Mama might have raised my mama, but they certainly do not have the same thoughts on eating schedules.
I raised your mama. All right, y'all, this is going to be so good. So listen, some things you need to remember is to order your magazine, Taste of the South. I'm going to put the thing in there. They're going to give me an extra section so I can tell a story, which y'all know I love to tell stories. And they're giving me a special deal for my fans. So you're going to get a special deal for Cooking with Brenda fans.
You need to order
Right,
your
this is it.
Priester pecans.
Yes, and get your Priester pecans. Remember to order the giant mammoth ones. All right, this is it. You don't push it down or anything like that. We're going to put it in there for 8 to 10 minutes on the top shelf. And we're going to turn you off for 8 to 10 minutes. Can you see, Banksy?
And I'm going to clean up the egg that's on the floor.
And I'll wash a few dishes, and then we'll get right back to you, and we'll pour our milk, and y'all can have a cookie with us. Hey, y'all, invite your neighborhood kids over if you hadn't got any grandchildren. I'm sure there's some little young'uns that love to come to your house and make cookies. I mean, that would be a great ministry. You could be called the cookie lady, couldn't they? Tell them about you babysitting yesterday and your zinnia sales.
Well, yesterday morning I sold zinnias.
And then you babysat.
And then I babysat after that.
So now she's going to go wants to go to town, spend some money. I said, you could save it. She said, I've got something I want. So anyway, she makes money and she spends it. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, y'all, the first batch of cookies are out of the oven. Y'all see how they look? They look good, don't they? And we got another batch ready to go in, and then that much left over. Okay, y'all, I counted the cookies so you know how much this recipe made. It made 70. And what I did is I put 4 going across this way and 5 down that way. Of course, your pan might be differently, but there's your chocolate chip, oatmeal, pecan cookie. And I'm going to let these be right here for a second. And then I've got 3 cookie sheets. I'm going to go ahead and put, this is the last of them right here. I'm going to put those on. And what I do is I take a jar. You know, I like something that's easy for the children to get in. Hold on just a second. Anyway, what I said is I like something easy for the children to be able to get in. So I like to kind of collect old jars. And right now I'm going to put these cookies out here to cool because they are still hot. Put them just around here in there. I've got my milk poured. And it is in the freezer. Banks went back there to her bedroom. She's got a little bedroom here that she plays in. And she's back there playing. I said, do you want some cookies and milk with me? And she said, no, ma'am, I'm just too full. I don't know what all she's been eating this morning at home. But whatever it is, she said she couldn't eat right now. She'll be in here in a little bit doing it. But anyway, what I do, I'm going to let these cool. And then I'll show you how I do my jar. I take my jar, and y'all can get just any old jar you want, and I always put a paper towel in the bottom of mine, and it absorbs any kind of moisture that might be in the air or around so that it won't get your cookies soggy. Not that these have ever gotten that way, but that's just the way I like to do it. So I've got some cool cookies over here on the cabinet. Well, hey, you decided to come in here and be with us? And I'm going to put my cookies right down in here. And this will hold them 70 cookies. They'll be real crunchy and all like that. Now, my husband, George, he always likes soft cookies. And I always like the hard cookies. These are hard ones because they've got nuts in them and oatmeal and all that. So we're going to do that. And here's the top that I put on it. Where's my top? Here it is in here. Because I keep them on the buffet in here. This is my buffet in here where we eat. So anyway, here's the top. See, that's an old-timey top right there. It's kind of rusty on that side, but I love it. This one says the new Spanish peanuts. Isn't that something? No telling how old that thing is. Dry roasted. You can even see some of the writing on the side of the jar where it says some different things. But anyway, I always keep that in there on my buffet because that's where we fix our plate when I have a big crowd to come over. I'll show you how we do it. They fix their plate right here on the buffet, and I always fix it with some plants, and I'll put all my food and everything right here on that. And then they go in this room to eat because I've got a 14-foot table right there that George made me. And so that's where they eat their meal. So we serve a lot of people, can't we, Banks? Because 6 can sit in here, and then we can sit 6 out in the den, and I got a little table fixed up for children. So anyway, this is your chocolate chip oatmeal cookies. We've got the rest of them in the oven. They're not quite ready to get out yet. But we're going to say goodbye. You want to come say goodbye, darling? Say goodbye to them. And y'all remember to order the magazine. They've done a special deal for me, and I'm gonna have a whole page of the recipe, and then I'll tell you a story, and it'll be good, y'all. It's gonna be good. And don't forget to get you some Priester's pecans, those big old giant Mammoth honey glazed. I'll put the link for that too. Now we're gonna go over there and wash our hands good, and we're gonna go to town and spend some of that money that she says she has. I'm not going to spend any. I got more than I need right now. Love y'all. Bye-bye. I just had to get back on here and say cheers to you. Look how cold my glass is. Do you see? My milk kind of froze right there. I put this thing in the freezer. I love cold milk. But anyway, let me get me a cookie that's cool. Here's the cookie. I love cookies and milk. I think it's a comfort food. Yeah. You know, my mother used to have some, see how frozen it is around the edge? And my mother used to have some tin glasses, and it had a picture with it. And the little tin glasses were about that high. And they were all in different colors. You had red and turquoise blue and green and yellow and I've forgotten what other color, but there were 6 of them. Purple. And we would put our milk in those glasses.